Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities Podcast. I am your host, Nick Yerhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, everyone. I'm pretty excited about today's guest. Her name is Kristen, and she is doing remarkable things and actually helped me out a lot. So, I'm not going to spill the beans. I'll let you tell the audience what you do. But first, can you give us a little background of where you came from, where you grew up, and what made you want to do what you do now?
Absolutely. Thank you, Nick, for having me. So I actually grew up in San Diego, California. I spent about 7 years there before moving up north to Michigan. And then I've been in Texas for about 22 years now. So I definitely call Texas home. I like to hunt and fish and go two-stepping and all things Texas. So yeah, I've been here for a while and I have an undergrad in kinesiology. And then I have a huge passion of just serving others. So that led me to getting my master's in clinical mental health counseling. And so I recently graduated with that and then connected with 9D and breathwork and what I'm doing now in November of last year. So it's almost coming up on a year. And so that I just really believe in just the power of connection and walking alongside people. And I really feel like it's an honor to hold space for those that I see, in my sessions and that come into the breath box. And so that's kind of what led me to the breath box last November. And then the desire to just let people in to the 9D breath work and what it is and how it can help. So that's where the Breathbox Studio came to life. And then since then, I've just been on a mission to grow it in its every capacity and connect with people and let them know what it is. And really, it just comes down to using your own breath and the power of your breath, and bringing that somatic healing into mind, body, and soul.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And, you work with me on that. I get to join you once a week, and it's super awesome. What I noticed for myself is, I've done a lot of meditation in the past and breath work, and I can never quiet my mind enough to feel like I actually meditate. And when I work with you, the last couple of sessions, I've been able to really get into the zone and just relax my mind, focus on the breath work and the 9D, and really I feel so great every time we get done. It's awesome.
That's amazing. That makes me so happy. So that part of that is the 432 hertz, the frequency in which the boxes or the journeys, if you will, are designed to quiet the mind. And so I know we've kind of started small, and there's boxes that are 20 minutes in length, and there's boxes that are 50 that go up to an hour and a half. It just depends on the theme of what it is. But that's where the 9 dimensions comes in, is the subliminal messaging, the affirmations, the different frequencies, and then the different tunes. So it's isochronic tunes, and those are alpha, beta, delta, and theta waves. And so each journey, you'll hear all of those. Well, technically you won't hear them, but they're integrated in that, and that's how the boxes are designed.
Yep.
But I'm really glad to hear that you're able to do that. Because if you think about it, you can go to yoga studios for meditation, you can go to therapy sessions for therapy. But this modality, if you will, is kind of like a one-stop shop. You come into the studio, you put the headsets on, you lay down, you put the mask on or the recliner, or whichever way you find most comfortable. In our situation, your chair, because that's where you're at.
Yep.
But you're able to really just kind of press pause on the world and just dive into whatever box that you're on in that time. And it's incredible, what your body can do when you give it permission to breathe.
Yep. It's amazing. And you feel so many different things just from breathing a certain way for a while. It changes a lot. You know, like, uh, I was telling Kyle that my lips kind of get tingly, which is weird, you know, things like that. And you feel it in your head. It's like a head rush. It's super cool. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the audience might be going, what are you guys talking about? So I think we should try to explain, like, what a session looks like. Because, like, for me, we meet on Zoom virtually
Mm-hmm.
just like we are now. And
Mm-hmm.
I know you do other things. So do you want to tell the audience what all you do?
Sure. So I can absolutely walk y'all through what that looks like. So it is we have the capability to do things virtual. So I currently have clients all over the country, and it's easy. You can lay down on your couch, you can lay down, on your recliner, the floor, the office chair. Ideally, you're laying down, ideally, if you can, just to give your body the space to breathe and get that deep diaphragmatic breath. But if you come into the studio, so we're in San Antonio, Texas. And if you come in the studio, it's super cool. Like, I wish I could give you like a tour of it, and like maybe that will be a TikTok or something for me. But really, like, healing is not linear. And so when you step into the studio, that is a space for you to pour into yourself and breathe. And so I typically will meet with you and have a conversation of just what brought you there, what are some goals, just a little bit about your story to guide me into what the appropriate box is for you to start on. And again, I typically start people on the smaller, shorter journeys just so they can have a better understanding of what it is, especially for those who are skeptical. I've had a lot of those recently, and it's been super cool to put them on it. And they're like, whoa, what was that? And just for example, I started on one called Shift Your Mindset. And so yes, I'm always in a healing journey, just always working on myself. But that specific box, I needed because I was just stuck. Like, I had a lot of things that I wanted to do. I was in school at the time, like life was just kind of crazy. And so I came in the studio, and my team, well, now, but then wasn't, put me on this one. And that was the first time, Nick, I cannot tell you when, that I actually got to stop and like do something for myself. And we breathe 17,000 times a day, give or take. But how many times are we like intentionally stopping, breathing, and then moving on about our day? I know that I don't. I don't
Mm-hmm.
do that. But the part about the breath work is opening up your subconscious and pushing all the oxygen to your brain. So we're just, deep breathing, like, and that's just a kind of short little breath. But when you get the deep diaphragmatic breath, like, that's when your body's like, oh my gosh, like, what just came through me? Like, that's what we crave. And anyway, so I did that journey, and I was like, I absolutely have to like learn more about that. So I came in, I was given a a mask, and laid down. That was comfortable for me. Took my shoes off, got relaxed. We have weighted blankets in the studio if that's more comfortable for you. And you lay down, you put your headset on. So everyone's given a headset when they come in. You lay down, put your mask on, and then I'm right there with you. So I had someone with me when I was doing it, and that's just to make sure that you're breathing okay, that you're really in a safe place. And the beauty of it is it's so individualized. You can press the gas and you can breathe very, very, very deeply if that's what you're coached to do when you're doing you're coached throughout each session.
Yep.
And then if you feel like, whoa, I'm feeling the tingling and this is kind of weird for me, then like you can start breathing through your nose, and it won't be as an intense experience as it maybe could be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially like the gist of a session.
Yep. Yeah, which it's so cool. And yeah, I definitely get the tingly feeling, like I said. I like it though. It makes you realize that you're actually doing something, helping your body get more oxygen, because we always need more oxygen. So the more that we can
Mm-hmm.
get in, the better. And it's not something that we think about. We just breathe however our body breathes on its own. and a lot of times we're not getting enough. So that's
You're
why I
right.
like your sessions. I love the audio from it because, like you said, there's somebody telling you what to do the whole
Uh-huh.
time. You can, he'll tell you what to do, and then you can hear somebody breathing, and you just go along with them. And it's so cool. And for me, it helped me a lot because when I try to meditate in silence, it doesn't work. My mind just thinks about everything I gotta get done, you know, all that crap, and it doesn't work. But this actually does work. Like the last time, I really got into it last time, but I bet it took a half hour before my mind would shut off.
Mm-hmm.
Or not shut off, but you know what I mean? Like, I got
Mm-hmm.
into the zone like a half hour in. And everybody's different. I'm sure the people that can just start and they're there, you know?
Uh-huh.
So hopefully, the more I work with you, the more I learn how to do that and be able to, meditate like a lot of people can.
Absolutely. And you brought up a great point, like the more that you do something. So think of it like going to the gym, right? You're going to the gym and you can't go one time a week and expect results.
Yep.
So that's where the intentionality with the breath work comes in. You should be coming in and doing it 2 to 3 times a week for quite a while until your body works through whatever emotion release it needs to work through, whatever performance blocks, whatever encouragement, whatever brings you to the breath box. Really dive in, like press the gas and really take the time to put yourself first and whatever goals you're coming in to set. And then afterwards, like if you give it, a couple months or like 9, 10, 12 sessions, we have over 45 sessions. And so there's literally a box for everyone. But after that, like your body is going to learn the different types of breath work in the different journeys. And so you can take that and say you need, an extra minute to regulate yourself when your um, friend upsets you or your boss upsets you or whatever. You have the ability to go, wait a minute, I can do box breathing or I can do
Hmm.
4-7-8 breathing or whatever. And you've learned that by coming in and doing these journeys. And so you're able to just stop and do it wherever you're at, whatever the environment looks like, regulate yourself, and then come back in and do whatever you need to do.
And you're so right because something that I've done over the past couple of years is I take 6 deep breaths in, and when I exhale like I'm breathing through a straw. So very
Mm-hmm.
slow exhale. And that always helped me calm down every time. And yeah, I like that. I also like that you brought up emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta work through whatever emotions your body is dealing with. And in the last session, towards the end, I had tears.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. I really don't know why, but it was obviously something that had to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really crazy how much you get out of a session with you.
Mm-hmm. I thank you for your vulnerability and sharing that. And again, that goes back to how much I enjoy just sitting with and holding space for every single person that I get to, the honor of working with. And I had someone come in the other day and she said, I've been dealing with this feeling for 70 years. And I said, oh my goodness, like, okay, well, come in, like, let's put you on a journey, put you on a box and, see what happens. And Nick, there's not really words to describe um, the experience. It was just so incredibly powerful, and she was a bit skeptical, and she was very honest and upfront. And I said, "That's okay. Like, everyone is allowed to have their own thoughts and things like that." I said, "Just try it. And if you hate it, my feelings are not hurt. What works for some doesn't work for all, and that's okay. But to be able to be with her during that session and then for her to take her headphones off, take the I keep saying mask. It's not a mask, it's a blindfold. Not a blindfold,
Mask, mask.
okay. Um so that like just to be able to experience that with her, she was like, "Oh my gosh, Like I've spent countless hours and effort and time and money and all of this stuff like seeking, and I just didn't know what this was. And so that just speaks to like, okay, her story is so different, right? And with some people will fall asleep for a few minutes, and I always tell them like that's okay.
I
That's
might
telling
be
me do it.
guilty of that. I might be guilty of that. I've had it happen a couple times. I'm like, oh, but
There's like
yeah,
what honestly, like I had someone the other day, I think yesterday actually, that happened, and that just tells me that your body is safe enough to feel like it can be in a relaxative state. Because let's be honest, like the world is always taking from us. We always, I need this, I need that, meeting after meeting, have a meeting to schedule another meeting. And we get through the day and we're like, okay, I need another 8 hours to get stuff done, right? But to be able to say, okay, this time, this day, like I'm just going to take 1 hour of my day or 20, 30 minutes of my day and focus on myself and pour into myself. Like I personally have kind of been going through like a little reset of like mind, body, and soul and doing a lot more breath work on my own, like in and out of the studio. And I just feel a lot more balanced. So when things happen, I'm like, we're not gonna cry over spilled milk. Like I can handle my emotions a whole lot better.
yeah. But I know what you're talking about because, like, for me, I I used to stress out. Well, I still do, but I stress a lot about a lot of things. You know, running a business, as you know, is a lot to handle. And since I started working with you, my stress level has gone down so much. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I know things are going to work out now, and I know how to get through my day. I know more about my body and what it needs throughout the day. So I just, I don't worry about the small things anymore. It's like, all right, let's focus on the good and have that positive mindset
Uh-huh.
and just go for it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Needs the small potatoes.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
thank you for sharing.
yeah. I never want to stop our acceptance. That's for sure. I need it.
We get together and I'm like, okay, is Nick ready for this? So
Yeah, yeah. Because the last time we did the 50 minute, so almost an hour,
mhm.
and before we were just doing the 20 minutes, and yeah, but let me tell you, like, that did not feel like an hour. It does not feel like that long at all. Like for me, like I thought it felt more like a hour the last time. It was so cool.
Well, and the more that you do it, the like it's kind of like it goes back to like that gym analogy. Like you're exercising your muscles and you're getting better. Same thing with your breath. Like you're able to breathe deeper. You're able to stay on track with the breath work. And the fun thing about it is if you do say, for example, lose the breath work, or if you do fall asleep for a second, or if you know your mind wanders, you're hearing you're hearing your coach in your headphones doing the breath work with you. So you just have to tune into that and then like get back on and you're able to continue with the breath work.
Yep, yep. And I like how you gotta do the long holds every now and then.
Yes.
Like it's usually the first one. I don't make it until he says, "Okay, you can take a deep breath again."
hmm
But then it's usually just that first one I don't make it, but then the rest of them I do. So it's weird.
When I first did one, I swear to you, it was like 3 minutes long. I was like, I
Oh,
cannot do this. It was so long, but I've since
wow.
gotten better.
I know one of them that we did the other day. I don't think he said you can breathe again. It just, I think I missed it or something. So finally I was just like,
You're just holding your breath for like the
yeah,
remainder of the session.
yeah, yeah. But it was really awesome. All right. Well, before we wrap this up, how can the audience reach out to you and work with you?
So you can visit our website, breathbox.studio. My email is info@breathbox.studio. So all the inquiries, all the questions, all the partnerships come through that email. And honestly, if you just have questions, if you live in a different state or whatever, and you want to know more about it, just send me an email. I'd love to connect. If you're local, let's go get coffee, things like that. It's really just about the connection and like serving and bringing healing and empowerment and whatever. That's another thing too that I just kind of want to mention is yes, it's focused around, trauma informed, stress, anxiety, things like that. But also if you have just tried a bunch of different things and you're like, none of this is working, or, I just feel exhausted, just come try a session. We have mini sessions, we have longer sessions, and we also just started a Groupon, which I think launches tomorrow,
Yeah.
which is 40% off. So you can also check us out there. And then thanks to you, Nick, we have really, really great social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, the Breathbox Studio. You can find us all on there.
Yep. And the posts are really good and they're getting better. I know that because I make every single one of them.
Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, I literally be lost without you. Like it's been such amazing to connect and to be able to work
Yeah.
together.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. We text basically daily, trying to figure out social media and all that, and I like it because I'm learning so much from you on how to
Mhm.
improve social media. Because I've been doing it for myself for 4 or 5 years, but it's totally different when you do it for somebody else. You know,
Yeah.
so it's a learning process, and you're not the only client that I have, so it's good because like I get your feedback, and then I'm like, I wonder if so and so wants me to do that for them. So it really works out good. So I love that you give me feedback on everything, and you're like me. You want your stuff done right, and I like that.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
All right. And my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
It means that you have the possibility to do anything you set your mind to.
I love that. Short and
Mhm.
sweet. Awesome. Do you have a last message you would like to leave the audience?
Asked me that the other day and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you think like you prepare for this question?" I would just probably say like if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and like it's not working, be willing to be courageous and step into doing something new. Try something that you haven't tried before and don't be afraid to choose yourself.
Yep. And get out of your comfort zone and
Absolutely,
stay out,
100%.
stay out of it as much as you can.
If you feel
So,
like you're being brave or doing something new and you still feel comfortable, you're not being brave enough.
no, exactly. I agree with that 100%. All right. This has been really good. Thank you so much for being on. And I know for a fact that we will do this again sometime.
Yes, I would love that. I really would. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Of course. All right. We will see you next time.
Okay, sounds good.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me in it, the Nick Yerhart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember your abilities are infinite.